Hello, friends. You're listening to MB2 Underground, your weekly deep dive into dentistry. Think of us as the cadaver lab for your business brain. We'll open things up and see what's really going on. I'm Sarah Reed.
And I'm JT Jonathan Tyrock. Hey, Sarah.
Hey, how's it going?
It's great. I love the intro.
Are you ready to dive into another episode?
I don't have a cadaver pun, but we will clearly talk about some cadavers today.
That was my only one.
Well, it was good. Today on MB2 Underground, we are welcoming Dr. Jessica Britten-Fazzio. She is someone, Sarah, who's found, I think, the ability to balance not only being an entrepreneur, but a mom and a love for dentistry and cadavers, as you've already mentioned.
Yeah, she's who I want to be when I grow up.
Yeah, she's done it for over 20 years. It's pretty crazy. So her practice is in Palatine, Illinois, Palatine Dental Associates. And her practice itself has gone through a drastic transformation since she bought it when she was 26 years old. 26.
I try to think about what I was doing at 26. It was not that.
Well, was it replacing carpet in operatories? Because that's what she did.
No, it wasn't.
I kind of wonder what stories that carpet could tell. But let's ask her. How about that?
Okay.
So welcome, Dr. Britten-Fazzio.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Me. I'm so excited. This is my first time at MB2, so it's been fun getting the tour and seeing where all the magic happens.
Oh, yeah? Is your husband currently in the arcade?
Of course. He's going to get some golden tea in for sure. Or maybe that claw machine. That looked interesting.
Golden tea is dangerous. It's sucked up a few hours.
I'm too competitive. I finally learned how to play, and I just got so mad. I accidentally punched my husband in the chest once because I was just like so mad I couldn't get the putt. I don't play anymore.
Yeah, that's probably a good thing. Okay, so we're here. Sarah just laid it out there with cadavers. I worked cadavers into my intro. When I read this story,
we were just dying to know.
Are you talking about my engagement?
Yes, absolutely.
Exactly.
Good segue.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. This is the part I wish my husband would chime in for this because, I can be such a pain in the you-know-what. And when I get my mind set on something, there's no talking me out of it. So
have you heard there's a song by AJR called 100 Bad Days, and the whole point of it is bad days make good stories. Not that this was a bad day, but I love when things don't go according to plan, even in the moment, because you can look back and be like, you want to hear something hilarious?
It is a great story.
It's a great story.
Yeah, he, wanted to have this romantic day in the city, and I was like, no, we're going to the museum to see some dead people.
What museum?
It was the Museum of Science and Industry, I think, in Chicago.
They have a dead people museum?
Well, it was a big exhibit called Body World or Body Works or something like that, and it kind of hit all the big cities.
James Bond.
But they plasticized cadavers, so you could see all the internal systems and kind of just see a human being up close.
Such
like
a
that.
turn on for any couple.
So,
yes.
He's planning a proposal, and I'm like, we're going to see dead people. He's like,
good.
How about ice skating? And I'm like, no, this is what we're doing.
Cadavers. No, they they highlight that exhibit. Or there's a scene in the Casino Royale, the first Daniel Craig James Bond, where they go through the exhibit. And like I can't remember exactly what happens, but he's following somebody. And that's the first time I'd ever seen it. And then they brought it to Dallas. And I haven't been, but amazing. I want to go see it. It looks so cool.
It's incredible.
Okay.
And for me, a science nerd, I loved it. I was like, it would have been even funnier if he slipped the ring on one of their fingers.
That would have been amazing. So you had no inkling that this was coming?
No, obviously not. Or I would have, agreed to the ice skating.
Yeah. Okay, so how do you turn cadavers into a romantic proposal? Like, tell us how that played out.
Well, so we did the museum. He's walking around the museum with his coat on. It's February in Chicago. He's sweating to death. I see beads of sweat forming on his forehead.
But why is he sweating? Because it's cold.
But we're inside.
It's hot
We're in the museum.
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's all bundled up. And I keep saying, why don't you take your coat off? Take your coat off. He's like, no, I'm good. Well, the ring was in his pocket. So he was like, I'm not taking this coat off.
Yeah, smart guy.
So then he kind of parlayed that into a romantic lunch and a surprise carriage ride. And then the carriage kind of pulled to the side of the road by this park. And he's like, I think we get out and walk through the park now. And I'm like, it's freezing. It's February. I'm like, I don't want to get out.
He's like, I've had my jacket on for 4 hours. I'm cooling down.
I just saw dead people. Get out of the carriage. And then once we started walking through the park, he's like, why don't we sit on this bench? I'm like, oh, like it all just clicked.
Okay, so it's so funny to hear you tell that story from a man's perspective. That takes me back to when I was proposing to my wife, and it is such a weird kind of awkward, like, how do I make this, like, there's no way to make it like smooth. No, there's not.
It is awkward.
So I feel for him, but it sounds like it was awesome.
Effort in, and every step of the way I was just being a pain. But he knew what he was getting into with marrying me. So
that's right.
You're like, you signed up for this.
Yeah, exactly.
I actually, close to this time last year, got engaged the same place they're doing the owner's trip that's coming up. And I was oblivious. Like, he did this whole very sweet gesture, but my husband's sweet. So I thought it was just him being sweet. And then it was like at the end, I was like, oh my God, this is happening. You realized it when you were going to a bench, though. You were like, oh, there's...
when he wanted to sit on the bench, I was like, it's February and freezing, and I just want to...
You're like, that's an iron bench. Yeah. We're going to probably freeze to it.
I think at one point he's like, sit down.
Oh, I love that story.
So, yeah.
So did your love of cadavers, or maybe science, like, did that start at a young age? Like, did you know you wanted to go into a medical field or a science-based field early on?
I knew I wanted to get into some type of healthcare. My family, they're all nurses, so I knew like there was some part of that in my blood.
Yeah.
But dentistry really wasn't an interest for me. I started college and I majored in psychology. I was kind of pursuing that, and I was like, I don't know. But all the while I was working with my orthodontist, and he was kind of always nudging me into dentistry and science classes. And he's like, why don't you take some science classes and see if you like it? So I was helping him out in his lab. I was home for break from school, and I went back to college, and I thought, well, I'm just going to try some biology courses and chemistry. And lo and behold, I realized I was a science geek and didn't know it. So I really just fell in love with science. I ended up double majoring in biology.
Ooh, atta girl.
And he was like, just apply to dental school, like take the DAT, see what happens. And I was like, okay. So that's kind of how it just evolved.
Cool. So it just kind of came naturally. You're like, wow, I really like this and I'm good at it.
Yeah. I mean, I got into the science classes. I ended up then, once I was thinking about the career in dentistry, I went and worked in Arizona for a female dentist. I was like, let me get the female perspective. She was pregnant at the time.
Shout out.
And I was like, okay, this seems like she's got a good thing going. She seemed happy. She seemed like she had a good work-life balance. So once I saw her in action, I was like, okay, I think I'll give this dental thing a try.
That's cool.
So out of dental school, how did your dental career start?
Well, so funny story. I was a senior in dental school, and the owner that I ended up buying the practice from, he literally went to the dental school and was like roaming the hallways looking for the seniors because he wanted to hire a new dentist.
Oh my gosh, like those ticket scalpers?
We have like clinics.
That's awesome.
We have clinics in dental school, and when you're...
Who needs a dental practice?
Yeah,
I got a dental
he's
practice.
Walking around, he's like, where are your seniors? And someone ran into him and was like, can I help you find someone? He's like, I need to hire a new associate. So they ended up sending out an email with this guy's information. He has his practice in Palatine if anyone's interested. And I remember asking my husband, where's Palatine?
I was about to say, did that place resonate with you at all?
We're from different suburbs, so that was a little further than I had ventured. But he's like, it's not that far. So I just went for an interview, and once I saw the carpet and the operatories, they had me sold.
That's so gross.
Oh my gosh. Like, that's like against the rules now, right?
That's illegal.
It was
straight to jail.
It's got to be.
It was literally like a time capsule.
Did it have those like saloon doors into the operatories?
It didn't have that. It had spittoons. They had no computers.
Okay.
They were making They were making appointments with a paper schedule,
That's cute.
like a hair salon.
And you thought, this is where I belong.
I thought, this is where I'm supposed to be.
So he's the kind of guy that every once in a while, and this has happened probably 3 times in my career now, where we, with my role, talking with docs, we'll ask for financial statements or financial information. I've received handwritten financials, and I bet you, had I reached out to this guy, he would have sent me, based on what you've told me,
Like
he'd have sent me the,
100%.
Oh,
Yep.
that's wild.
And
He
that's
had his ledger in his spiral notebook. But you know, I think what I realized early on is it just had such potential.
Okay.
He had been there from the early 70s. He turned an old gas station. So it's like a corner lot,
that's
great
cool.
location. He bought an old gas station and turned it into this dental office. And he had just been there forever. So he was just that neighborhood dentist that everyone knew. And I was like, this place has a lot of potential.
I have a question. They sent out an email because they found this random man roaming the hallways, like seeking associates. Were you like, were there like all of the doctors just like ran at the opportunity and you beat them all out, or like were you the only one that answered the ad?
I'm probably the only one that answered. Pretty sure.
Okay.
Or maybe he interviewed a few and they took one look at the place and thought, no way.
Yeah, not a chance.
But I was like, I think we can make this into something good.
I feel like you're one of those people, you know, on the home improvement shows where it's like, and then we remove the carpet. Look at these beautiful hardwoods. Like that, you were sitting there saying.
If you guys ever make it to Palatine, I'm going to take you in the back storage room that I call like the spooky room. And if you open the one closet door, there's still pink tile from the original gas station bathroom.
Oh my
And
gosh.
I joke that, speaking of dead people, there's dead people in there. There has to be. There has to be people in the wall. I don't know. It's just,
Oh my gosh.
So we didn't get to update everything.
Okay.
We chose our battles and updated what we needed to. But I was like, this room can stay.
So did you start as an associate there and then you ended up buying it from the doc?
And are you still there today?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's
It's been
amazing.
my one and only
I
dental
love that.
job.
That is so awesome.
I know. I just read that people change careers like every 5 years. I'm like, wow, I'm overdue. I've been here way too long.
I mean,
Side quest question. Have you ever taken the Enneagram tests?
no, but I've heard about that. That's interesting.
I'm not allowed to, as JT reminds me, like self or
hang on.
diagnose other people.
As my wife, Stephanie, would remind you.
Yeah, because you're not allowed to.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking, like, my husband's a 7. He's an optimist. That's what you kind of remind me of whenever you're going in and you're like, I can do something here. I can make this great. Wherever I'm like, we're going to get sued. There's blood here. I can smell it. Like, I'm finding all the problems with it. I love that energy.
Yeah. I mean, it was a big undertaking and it was a lot of work.
Seems to be worth it.
But it was worth it. Yeah.
What's the Enneagram number that's like practical? Is there like a practical one?
I think it's one of the first couple.
Okay. Well, I'm just now trying to put myself in this spot, and I'm like, well, okay, maybe I could deal with the blood and the carpet if the everything else makes sense. But
he's a bargainer. So what was it like? You know, you go in, you're an associate fresh out of dental school, and you bought in pretty early on. So like in that interim period, what happened to get you to that ownership spot?
Yeah, so I basically came on as his associate and I worked with him for 2 years and it was going well. And I was teaching him new things. He was teaching me old things. We were kind of a good blend that way. I was slowly starting to get him to update and incorporate some technology. I was like, let's get some computers in here.
If it was like now, you'd be the one like walking around getting him to do like TikTok videos.
Right, exactly.
Imagine.
And so I kind of felt maybe ownership would be 5-6 years down the road for me. And, you know, he seemed happy working still. And after 2 years, he came into my op one day and he was like, well, I'm going to be wrapping it up here. And I was like, excuse me? Like today?
Isn't that such like an older generational thing? Like, well,
yeah,
I think my time here is done.
Yeah.
Like,
So, I mean, at that point, I was just still trying to figure out how to be a dentist and do fillings. And I had no clue about running a business. But I was like, I guess we're going to buy a dental practice. I went home and told my husband, I was like, we need a loan. We need to go get a loan. We need to find a bank.
What does that conversation look like with your family when you go home and you're like, a baby, 26 now, seems like being a baby.
Right.
And you're like, I'm going to buy this dental office.
You know,
or they're like, let me see some pictures. Like, how does it look?
Well,
like,
it was just one of those things. Again, we just knew what potential it had.
Yeah.
But at the time, my husband was a new teacher. He's a high school teacher, coaching football. He's just starting his career.
Yeah.
I'm a dental student with tons of loans and debt. We have nothing to our name, no assets or anything. And I'm thinking nobody's going to give us a loan to buy a dental practice. So we just made the rounds and had a lot of rejection. And then one bank decided to take a chance on us, and the rest is history.
And they've never regretted that.
Yeah. So I showed him the ledger that he kept in his of his scribble, and they thought, wow, okay, this practice
could be something.
Is profitable. I mean, granted, some patients paid him in like vegetables from their garden, but still there was money to be made.
Gotta love a barter.
Yeah.
What was the transition like into ownership? Like, did he stay at the practice? Was it?
Sounds like he turned the lights off on a Friday and said, good luck on Monday.
He did okay. He gave me a year. He gave me a year. He stayed on. We switched roles, which was interesting because he had been there so long. He had a lot of the same staff over the years.
Well, and that's why I asked, because I feel like that can create a challenging dynamic when the old boss is still around.
Totally.
But if you have his buy-in, then usually the transition can be a little bit smoother. But I didn't know how that dynamic worked.
It was interesting. We basically signed the papers, and then on Monday,
all Freaky Friday,
the 20-something-year-old was the new sheriff in town. I was like, so, okay, here we go.
Some of those people had been at that practice longer than you've been alive.
We're not listening to her. What does she know? So I had to make some changes.
Did you come in and say, hey, guys, we're not doing it like that anymore because I'm the boss? Like the movie, like
we went
Tom Hanks
slow
movie?
with it.
I'm the captain now.
I know. I treaded lightly at first, but then, with time,
at a certain point,
made the necessary changes. And I was like, this is where the ship's going. You're either coming with or you got to get off.
You're getting pushed off.
You got to get off. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, it was crazy. It was challenging. It was.
What do you think the most, like, what was the greatest challenge? Oftentimes what I hear from doctors when I talk to them is we learned all of like how to do dentistry in dental school, but I don't really have this like business acumen or any knowledge of the business. So
absolutely,
what was like for you now being the owner, like what was the maybe biggest challenge that you faced?
That alone, just knowing business, what to do or how to run a business. I remember my accountant was like, I'm going to give you this CD. It's QuickBooks Simple Start. You might want to install it on your computer. I was like, okay, what is this? I mean, I had no idea how to look at a profit and loss report or what any of it meant. So I was just kind of taking it one day at a time and making it up as I went and learning from mistakes. There were lots of mistakes.
Sure.
What was the best mistake you ever made? At the beginning, the one where you look back and go, oh, thank God I screwed that up early because it taught me a lesson.
It was burying the body in the bathroom. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Right. I think just like jumping in at such a young age and just taking the leap of faith. Like I wouldn't say, I think that taught me the most because at that age, it's like, you don't know what you don't know. Mm-hmm. You're just like ignorant, and ignorance is bliss. And you're kind of like, I can run a dental practice. Sure. How hard can it be?
Yeah.
And so I think just having that leap of faith and jumping in, and
it's courage that not you specifically, but you tend to lose as you get older because you start becoming more of a realist.
100%.
Well, you never feel ready, right? Yeah. It's like having kids. Like if you wait till you're like, I'm ready to have kids, it's like you kind of just have to do it and figure it out. And
my time was running out and I'm still not ready.
You're never going to be ready. And that's the same with ownership. It's like there's never going to be that perfect time.
Okay, I want to
go for it.
I want to pause on that note for a second. I want to switch gears, but take a tangent from that about kids, because I have kids. I know you've got kids. One of the first things that you mentioned in your notes, or like just the sheets that we give, is like, hey, you're just a mom and you're running kids around.
Yeah.
So the ignorance is bliss. Like one of my 3 sons is just an absolute dreamer, and like I try so hard to continue to instill that in him. Be like, look,
oh my gosh, that's what I'm so scared of.
You want this idea. You have this idea that in my 41 years, I'm like, dude, that's never going to work. But you need to figure it out on your own. And so it's like, yeah, let's go try it. Like, let's go try to buy Legos. This was a real idea one time. He wanted to go to the store, buy some Legos, put them together, and then sell them to somebody for more than he bought them for. And I was like, part of the fun. Wait, exactly. But again, it was like, I loved the enterprising idea, but he's got to figure out, okay, wait a second. The fun isn't necessarily the final product. It's like, how do you get there? But so hearing you say, well, I didn't know what I didn't know. And so now it's the journey, and here I am.
Absolutely. Sometimes you just have to do that.
Dream killer. Like, have y'all seen that episode of Modern Family where it's like the dreamer needs the realist because the dreamer keeps the realist in like optimistic land and the realist keeps the dreamer on the floor? Like, you kind of balance each other out. I'm so scared my kids, I'd be like, there's no way. I need to work on that.
Yeah. Oh, that's the first thing I went to was like, no, pause. Like, hang on. Let's think this one through. Like, well, how would we do that? But
where in your career did you start a family?
So let me think. Let me do some math in my head. So I had my daughter. I was 32.
Okay.
So been in practice for a little while.
Been an owner for a little while.
Right. So it felt like it was a good time, but trying to juggle a new baby, practice ownership. I mean, it was tough. I'm not gonna lie.
Were you the only doc in the practice when you had your daughter, or did you have an associate?
I had an associate, and I was thankful I had a friend from dental school that covered my maternity leave and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that worked out. But shortly after I had my daughter, I had my surprise son 18 months later.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, dang. So you're literally
I had 2 kids under 2. Working full time, working Saturdays. My husband's coaching football.
Oh, gosh, he's got some weird hours.
We look back at that time and think, how did we even do that? How did we survive? I mean, literally, it was survival mode.
I was going to say, how do you think you did do it?
I think just one day at a time.
Yeah.
Like, we're just going to get through one day at a time. And, I don't know. It really is like a blur to look back at that time. And now I have teenagers and I'm like, oh, what happened?
See, so Sarah, you will soon experience this where the one day at a time thing, like all these like sayings that
like
hear.
The days are long, but the years are short.
Yeah, like
that's really true.
You don't grasp that though until you have kids. And then all of a sudden it is like, how in the world?
You feel like they're going to be little forever.
That's right.
You just feel like I'm never going to get out of this crazy, hectic baby stage. And then they're toddlers and you're like, whoa. But you just feel like every day that you make it, you're like, we did it. Okay.
We did it.
But you feel like it's going to be that way forever.
Yeah. And then you look back and you're like, wait a second. Like, but I miss being able to hold the little kid here. I saw this terrible, I mean, it's a wonderful, beautifully done video where this dad, it was on Instagram, this dad was standing there and they were videoing it, and his son's probably 16. He's like, hey, I want you to stand there. I want you to look up to me, and I want you to say, uppy or something.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And he picks him and he's like, I'm going to pick you up for the last time.
Sobbed.
See, you don't know it's the last time.
Oh my gosh.
I sobbed.
Oh.
No, I'm going to cry.
But
Stop
yeah,
it.
sorry. I got goosebumps but it's one of those things where you just
don't know.
Do you feel like there were some similarities in like, I'm going to make this creepy, sorry, like birthing your practice, like you're now a practice owner and like birthing your kids, not like the physical part, but like being a parent and being a practice owner. Did you see or notice any similarities in that?
Well, yeah. I mean, your practice is your baby.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like my blood, sweat, and tears went into that place.
Absolutely.
And so it shifts when you have your babies because then your focus changes a little bit. But yeah, definitely similar.
And you're a solo owner in your practice and have always been, right?
Yes.
How has that been doing it on your own? And have you considered taking on an additional doctor owner?
I've done it alone for so long. And like the first, 15, maybe first 10 years of ownership, I didn't even have an office manager.
No way.
So I was just wearing all the hats and coming home with my briefcase and sitting at the kitchen table and paying bills and doing payroll. Funny story, actually, when I was in labor with my daughter, we were in the hospital and my husband had our laptop and I was like, we got to call in payroll.
Oh my God.
And I'm reading him off my phone the hours of everyone so he could type in.
Did you get it right?
I don't know, but I was like, they got to get paid even though I'm having this baby. So there's craziness like that you're just like, oh man, trying to do it all. But somehow it just works out.
Yeah. Yeah. And it can be hard to relinquish, especially when you've been doing it by yourself so long, bringing in a partner. I mean, you brought in MB2 as a partner.
MB2 has been the game changer for me. I mean, that alone has really just helped me find more of a balance between, being a mom and being, boss lady.
Mm-hmm. One of our partners, Dr. Stacy Becker, who was on the podcast and I don't have her episode number, but I had an opportunity to work with her, and I always love telling this story where when she partnered with MB2, like her focus was, hey, I want to spend some more time with my family. And she called me like 2 weeks after we partnered, and it was a Saturday morning, and you just don't want that call on a Saturday morning. And she goes, JT, I just want to let you know, like, I woke up today, I'm making breakfast for my family. Like, I am like, the stress level has gone down.
Totally.
Like, this is thank you so much. And I was like, that's amazing. And that's such a cool, like, hey, you got somebody now that's here that's allowing you to do what.
If you want to learn more about Dr. Becker's story, you can go back to MB2 Underground episode 26.
There you go, 26. Shout out Dr. Becker.
No, but that's why I don't mind driving carpools. I love that I get to see every game and be there for my teenagers now. I mean, there's part of me that regrets missing out on some of that time when they were little because we were working so much and I had nannies and daycare and all that. But I feel grateful to have the freedom and flexibility now, because I think teenagers actually need you more in a way.
Oh, yeah.
So I can be a much more present with them. Right. And I hope that they see the hard work I put in building something over the years, and it teaches them something about commitment and perseverance.
Absolutely. Yeah, I remember during her integration week, Dr. Becker said, I'm excited for my kids to meet me for the first time, because as long as they've been alive, I have been stressed and running ragged and running this practice.
That's so true.
That, like, getting to a point where I
need to meet Dr. Becker. We need to hug it out.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
Because I've had the same experience.
Yeah. Well, and it sounds like you found a good solution for yourself, but it's pretty impressive what you did.
Yeah. So tell us about, okay, we've talked about the carpet in the operatories and the fact that you didn't have computers. Tell us about the transformation that you undertook in the practice. What was that like? And then what does the practice look like today?
Yeah. So, we just kind of did a project every year. Every year we would tackle one area of the practice and, just bring in technology. One year it was digital x-rays, then it was
telephone.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Well,
we're not sending pigeons with messages.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, we just slowly integrated new things. And probably one of the most exciting things for me that I love so much is integrating CAD/CAM.
Okay.
I love CEREC. I love same-day dentistry. I mean, that's probably one of my favorite parts of my job. And so that's been really fun. And I think today, we have a modern, patient-centered practice that feels warm and friendly, but still is innovative and has some cool stuff.
Did you take a swatch from the carpet and put it up on the wall as a memento or a reminder?
In a frame?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, there's one part of the wood floor that lifts up, and if you peel it back, you can still see some of that carpet under there. Yeah. So maybe I'll have to dig that out and put that as a relic up on the wall. So,
what is the most recent technology you've added to your practice, or what is maybe the next thing you're excited to add?
We just got the new iTero.
Nice.
So we've been using that a ton for Invisalign. That's a great tool. It's great for new patients too, because we do a wellness scan on every patient. So we kind of walk you through digitally.
Brilliant.
Walk you through your mouth, show you every nook and cranny. Sometimes a little too much detail. People are like, oh God, take that down.
That's none of my business.
But yeah, you can actually put it all on a report. The patient scans their QR code and they can have it on their phone if they really want to see their gnarly teeth up close.
Now, we recently had Frank Quinn, who's an executive over at Align on our podcast, and we were talking about that. I'm not a I could never be a dentist. I can work in people's mouths, but I would love to get my mouth scanned just so I can see it.
It's super cool.
I think it's got to be. I don't know anything about it, but.
It really helps just with patient education because you can show, you can tell someone, oh, there's a crack in and they're like, yeah. But then when you put it on the screen and they're like, wow, okay, that's something.
Yeah.
So that's been huge for us. But funny story about buying the CEREC. So of course the reps are like, we're going to send you to Scottsdale to get acquainted with CAD/CAM and CEREC and, get to know this technology. So I go out there and of course I'm just like blown away.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm texting my husband, I want this, I need this, I'm buying this. And he just kept texting me back, don't sign anything.
The realist.
Yeah. So exactly. He keeps me balanced because I would have bought it on the spot. But then I came home and I thought, okay, there's just no way I can do dentistry without this machine.
Yeah.
So before I knew it, the Patterson rep was at my kitchen table with my husband doing math.
Yep.
And he's like, it pays for itself over time. And he's like, yeah. But yeah, we've had that over 10 years now.
That's wild.
And that just keeps evolving and getting faster and better and easier.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love being able to like make something start to finish. And patients love it too because they don't want a temporary. They don't want to come back.
Yep.
You know.
Hey, if you can get it done the same day, do it.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I would
our
be.
machine went down this week and I had a really rough day. I was like, I gotta make a temporary what? I asked my assistant, I'm like, do you know how to do this?
Can you teach me? I think earlier you mentioned that the orthodontist you were working with was kind of like your inspiration, and he's your patient now?
He is.
That is such a cool full circle moment.
Yeah, it's so cool. He's such a great guy, and just the fact that he trusts me now to care for him. It's
his little
really,
protege.
Did you put him?
cool.
Did you put him in clear liners? Be like, well, hi, you could really use a little. Gotta fix what is it? What's it called? Occlusion? Is that the bite? Yeah. You gotta fix the occlusion.
His occlusion's good, but
Okay.
he's got some other issues. We won't break it down.
Oh my gosh.
But it's just nice to think about the impact that he had on me at a young age, and maybe I have that on someone else that's in my chair that thinks maybe I'm going to be a dentist one day, or it's just kind of cool. I love being a mentor to future dentists. I had an assistant. It was actually one of my husband's high school students that thought she might want to be a dentist, so she came to shadow me, and my assistant threw her back out when she was shadowing. And so I was like, you get in here, put some gloves on, hold the suction. And she kind of got thrown into it. And then she ended up helping us out at our office for a couple of years as an assistant. And then she went off to dental school herself. And
That's cool.
That's
now
really
she practices in California. So those full circle stories where you're like, wow, that was cool.
Are you not necessarily recruiting, but do you have your eye on any patients? Like, talk about the full circle stories. Like your orthodontist, do you have any patients that you're like, oh,
I'm working on my daughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
How old is she?
She's 14.
Okay.
She's like, ew, teeth? No, I don't want to do that. But she's really good with her hands, and she makes jewelry, and she has like these, she little details that she works on. And I used to do that, so I'm like, you got to be good with your hands to be a dentist. So I'm like, maybe we'll get her there.
That's cool.
What does she currently want to be when she grows up?
She's all over the place. I think the last thing I heard was interior decorator. So she's got the artist side of her. So I just got to get the science going.
No, there you go. The artist side, like you're talking about restorations and cosmetic dentistry. There's art.
A marriage of art and science.
I feel like you can teach science. It's really hard to teach art. So if she's got the art side down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Over the last several years since you graduated dental school, we were an associate in a practice, bought in really early, got it all technologically advanced, started a family. What's your proudest moment?
Oh, good question, Sarah.
Thank you.
Wow. Looking back, I think just being able to endure those hard times and not burn my practice to the ground. Because there were rough days and so many tears and times that I thought, I can't do this. Like,
your resilience
is too much. And so the fact that I just kept moving and grooving and kept plugging away. I am proud of that.
I love that because I feel like resilience isn't something that's taught. It's something that gets kind of thrust upon you. Like you just have to survive whatever comes. And I look at like the year that I've had, and I'm thinking this has got to be teaching me resilience for having kids because it's been me for so long that like going through those hard times gets you prepared for whatever's on the other side of it because you've got to survive it. There's no alternative.
Yeah.
But you also didn't quit. You also didn't throw in the towel or burn the practice down.
Or burn it to the ground.
Yeah. Arson.
I thought about it.
Quitting, one or the other.
Times.
It's like, could we make this work? Is insurance money? Yeah, no, I'm kidding. I'm only kidding. Well, as we are wrapping up here, is there anything that you would want the listeners, Sarah's dad, Jeff, included. Shout out, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. Thanks
Jake,
for listening.
Yeah.
I was like, who's listening to this?
Yeah. Our chief development officer's dad, Jake Berry, listens to a lot of these too. But that being said, is there anything that you would want our listeners to take away, either from your story? And I know you came in here and you're like, I don't know that I'm that interesting. I can tell you this has been an incredibly fun conversation, and we've taken so many different routes. But anything that you would want the listeners to take away?
I think if you're wanting to pursue ownership, then you just got to take the leap of faith and do it. Don't wait for the perfect time. I was kind of thrown into it, but it all works out. You just, put your heart into it.
Pretend like you're 26.
Yeah. Have the energy of a 26-year-old. No. But I think if you are genuine in the way that you treat people, like be genuine with the way you care for your patients and respect your team, surround yourself with good people, then you're going to be successful. Even when it's tough. You just got to keep going, and it all works out. And as I told my assistant when we first started, she was brand new and I was brand new, and she looked at me and she said, how are we going to do this? And I go, girl, we're just going to fake it till we make it.
Yep.
And honestly, that's my best piece of advice. Just fake it till you make it, and
everybody's faking it,
and you'll get there.
Yeah. I have one more question and then we can wrap up. But what excites you about the future of dentistry, whether that is technology? We talked to a lot of guests about like AI or, the consolidation or whatever it is. But what is it that's got you excited for the next 5 to 10 years of dentistry?
I know with AI and, all the tech advances that are coming, there's some exciting things just to make our jobs like more efficient and make our patients more comfortable. And that's all great. But I think at the core, we have to be really intentional with treating people well and keeping that human connection and those personal touches. That is something that tech and AI are never going to be able to replace. And I think as all these corporate dental offices are opening and everything's real cookie cutter, and those little touches and personal connections that you have are going to be what really sets you apart. And patients want to feel cared for, and they want to feel seen and heard and know that you honestly do care. Like I don't ever take my patients' trust for granted. I work on that every day in building that trust with them. And I know it's like everyone says this, we treat people like family, but one of the things I'm really proud of, we do. Yeah. Like I do not ever treatment plan or diagnose anything that I wouldn't do on my husband.
Yeah. So. I was going to ask, maybe I said I have one more question. I have one more question. What are those personal touches that you do? Like what is it that sets your practice apart from maybe one of those cookie cutter dental offices?
Honestly, we have been in the community for over 50 years. My employee that works at the front desk has been with us almost 40 years.
Wow.
Gosh. So she knows everybody. She knows their story. She knows their family.
What's her name?
Jean.
Shout out Jean.
So, when you walk through the door of my practice, we know who you are.
Yeah.
That makes such a difference when you walk in. They're like, Sarah, how's it going? Yeah. How's your baby? I don't know.
And we've just seen we've seen families for generations, and they've trusted us for years. And
people have grown up there.
They've grown up there. So I love when I hear like, I came here when I was 6, and now it's just one of those things that you have to make people feel like you care. And I get to know them on a personal level. I take my time when I'm working on them and make sure they're comfortable.
That's huge.
So yeah, I think that's going to have to be the focus as AI and tech kind of start taking over things. We have to just take good care of our people.
As someone who is about to have a teenager, so my oldest son will be 13 in January, your response to that question is spoken like a parent with teenagers, because that is my concern with that kind of next little generation of you lose that personal, like the ability to communicate interpersonally. And
exactly.
There's so much good that happens in those communications. So that's cool.
Absolutely. I adore my patients. I mean, that's what keeps me going, honestly.
And that's probably what keeps them coming too.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is there anything we didn't talk about or touch on that you wanted to before we wrapped up?
I think we've hit a lot here. We've kind of nailed it. My exciting story.
She's like, I'm ready to be done now.
Okay, before I close this out though, how was the experience? Was this what you expected?
Fun.
Okay, good.
Yeah, no, it's way more laid back. I thought I was going to be really in the hot seat.
I'll say they put me in your seat one time, and I was like, I don't like it over here. I like it much better on my other side. But we appreciate you doing it anyway.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. This was so fun.
Well,
now we get to go relax.
That's right. That's right.
Enjoy the warm weather.
MB2 Undergrounders, we have reached the conclusion of this episode with Dr. Jessica Britten-Fazzio. She wanted to leave us all or leave you guys with the impression that, hey, take that leap of faith. And if you wait too long, you might just be a cadaver. My wife's going to love that. We'll see you guys next time.
Cadaver, great day.